museum today. A grand turnout to the launch of 19001 as it joins the museum collection. It's a great honour to be here with Rob once again. We seem to be making a habit of this every 2 years. As hiding around the corner here is 612, which was presented, some of you may remember, in November 2023 after its restoration, and now moving on to the next generation, the first Enviro 400. I believe the first one for Stagecoach, certainly the first in Manchester anyway. Yeah. So that's really good to see it joining the collection. You probably know lots about the Museum of Transport already, so I won't go on too much, but we're now into our 48th year of being here, which sounds like a long time. Certainly buses like this were never even drawn or thought of when we first started. But history goes on, history doesn't stop, history just gets bigger, as somebody said the other day. We just get more and more history all the time, so that means we need more space for keeping buses. So if anyone's got any space in the back garden, but see if you can help us. But it really is good to see everybody here today and to welcome all our Stagecoach friends as well, who've done a lot with the Rob support to get the bus back into the condition you see it today from the time when it came back, not quite a year ago yet, from Devon, but I'm sure Rob will tell us a little bit more about that. So without more ado, if I can hand over to Rob Jones for Stagecoach Manchester, who's principally the reason why we're here today. So, here's Rob.
Thank you, Dennis. Morning, everybody. So, I just want to say a few words about 19001. Obviously, it was new to Manchester back in 2006. Stagecoach's second Enviro 400. The first one, as many of you will probably know, was originally 18500 when it was new in October 2005 as the Spirit of London as a result of the bus that was lost in the 7/7 bombings in Tavistock Square. Later renumbered 19000 and then 19001 was new in early 2006 to Manchester. Just before we finished our commercial operations on the 4th of January this year, we were obviously planning for best part of 400 buses to leave Manchester and go to other parts of the country as part of the cascade with losing Hyde Road, Ashton and Sharston depots, as well as quite a few buses from Stockport. And I was looking at the master list and on there I noticed that one of the buses was going to Devon to replace 19001 that was down for disposal. So potentially we'd just go to the scrapyard or not really see much further life. So took the opportunity to think that's probably a bit iconic for Manchester and probably something that we should try and save. So got in touch with the people I needed to, made arrangements for us to send the bus earlier down to Devon, sort of just before Christmas last year. Recovered down to Devon, and then we recovered 19001 back up to Queen's Road depot next door Christmas week, and then we spent a couple of weeks titivating it ready for the last day of service on the 4th of January, which was the one and only time it worked in Manchester again, where it operated on the Magic Bus corridor that afternoon, and the driver is here with us today. From that afternoon, very well received that day. It was obviously in stripes livery then. It had been put back into heritage livery for some reason, and then we've spent the next 8 or 9 months restoring it back into its original beach ball livery as it was new back then, so we could hand it over to the museum. So I think that's a plotted history of 19001. Everyone that's sat here today done a lot of work on my behalf. I simply asked for it to be collected from Devon and made new to be able to hand it over to the museum. Obviously space is an issue, so between us we need to shuffle buses back and forth between our Queen's Road depot and in here, so it can fit. I was very conscious of that when I managed to effectively save it. That actually the biggest question from Dennis would be, that's well, lovely, thank you, but where on earth are we going to put it? So hence it been living next door until this morning. So yeah, delighted to be handed over to the museum. 19,000 is preserved. So this will be the second one. I'm not aware there's any Enviro 400s preserved anywhere else in the country, to be honest. So it's a bit of a first for the first one in Manchester and another first for Manchester as it goes on to its new life and allows the museum, importantly, to have a second fully accessible bus that they can use on shuttles on event days. So yeah, I think that's Me?
Excellent.
Thank you.
Marvellous.
All right.
Right. Yeah, no, thanks very much. And we'll do the formality of handing over the paperwork and that sort of thing another time. But it's really good to see the buses joining the collection. And some people, perhaps not you've gathered here today, but some people say, what have you got such a modern bus in the museum for? It's 2006, but that makes it 19 years old by my reckoning. And a lot of the buses in here came in, they were only 13 years old. And we thought they were old buses then, but then I wasn't quite this old then either. So yeah, but it's really good to see it here and taking place alongside all the other ones that Stagecoach have helped us to restore over the years. 3065 there and various other things as well. So it's a continuing tradition. Thank you all for all your support. Okay, without more ado, we've got a few presentations to the guys here. We've got some pictures, but first of all, for you in particular, we've got a picture, but also a model of, quite this one is 19 something in Stagecoach Manchester livery. So
Thank you very much.
there you go. We'll try and put these down here while you hand out the others.
Yeah.
I'll give it back to you later on.
Okay. Thanks.
Right. There you go. And to hand them on to Bill Moore. Thank you. There you go.
Come on, straight down.
Yes. Good. Right. Thank you very much. That's formality's over, I think, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to walk around the museum. We'll be taking the buses outside at about 1 o'clock for some photos, and then on the 19001 we'll be going on a first trip up to Grand Lodge near Heaton Park for a few more photos. That'll be shadowed by at least 612 and some of the other visiting Stagecoach vehicles. Thanks Reece and Jamie for bringing them today, and we'll hopefully enough room at Grand Lodge. I keep going on about room and space, but there you go. But anyway, thanks very much for everyone for coming, and enjoy your day.